There's no way you can exist on the face of this earth without collaboration. Young people tend to ignore the subject of collaboration. Everybody wants to become their own boss. But if we must be honest, it's not working. The most beautiful thing to do is collaborate. You can't run away from it. You're scared of the fact that it's my idea. If he gives me the funding, he's going to take it away. No, it doesn't work that way.
How do you make people understand the importance of collaborating?
There's some honest conversations we must begin to have with ourselves as young people. You want to come up with an organization, you want to come up with a firm, you know that you need some form of funding that you can't come up with on your own. The most beautiful thing to do is collaborate. So you don't expect somebody to invest 100 million naira in your project when they've not seen results of.
Hello and welcome to today's episode on More Than Headline. I'm your favorite host, Glory James, and I have here with me Mr. Remedy Ifyong. Hi, sir.
Hi, Glory. It's
How
good
are
to
you
sit
doing?
right next to you. I'm fine. Doing very, very well.
So, how do you feel today?
Good. The weather's not too friendly, but we're fine.
All right. So, today we'll be talking about a very interesting conversation, and I think it applies to everybody, regardless of wherever you are, because even in siblingship, even in relationship, work relationship, and what have you, you would have to collaborate with people, right? So,
Yes.
and I think it's a very interesting conversation, and people will really need to learn. So, if we want to ask you, what do you think is collaboration for you personally? What's collaboration?
Wow. Beautiful topic. The collaboration for me is simply coming together to work towards achieving a particular goal. It's just you working with somebody else or more than just yourself. It's something you're not doing alone,
Okay.
definitely. So you
So
have
have
to
you
collaborate.
ever collaborated before? Have you ever been in a team? So this conversation we are going to look at it in two different um, point of view. So we have an individual coming together with another individual to collaborate for a particular project to get same goal, and then we'll also look at as a team group, team members in a group. So have you ever collaborated before, and which did you fall into?
It's very, very important to note that as humans, we all collaborate.
Okay.
There's no way you can exist on the face of this earth without collaboration. From when you're born, growing up with your parents or your
Yeah.
guardian, you're collaborating. You have siblings, you're collaborating. You become a school child, you're collaborating with your classmates till you eventually get into tertiary institutions. You would always collaborate towards
Okay.
ensuring that things are done. So I'm wondering if somebody can actually exist and say
Yeah. I
he
don't
or
think.
she has never
Yeah.
collaborated. And yes, I have collaborated on a lot of stuffs
Okay.
with other people, organizations, individuals.
So what was the experience like? Was this something at first? So let's say, let me give a scenario. You were to join a group, like a community, to achieve a particular goal. So how was the experience? Was this something you looked forward to next time, or it was very draining?
Yes, as someone who is, first of all, very passionate about the subject of leadership,
Okay.
it's very, very important that I always ask the why question. So it gives me this triggers towards ensuring that my mind is wired towards expecting a lot. So I am hoping and anticipating everything. Okay, like our president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria would say, I expect everything and I expect nothing. So at the same time, while collaborating, I am expecting everything and I am also expecting nothing.
Okay, so that's for you personally.
Yes, that's
So
for me
if
personally.
if I am to join a group, or I got an offer to collaborate with another person just to achieve a particular goal, what would you advise I expect? So I'm coming to meet you and I ask you, so this was gonna happen. I want to join this. I want to do this. So being that you're relating with humans, what am I expecting? What should I expect?
Okay, it's very, very important that we collaborate. Now, if you walk up to me and seek personal opinions as to joining a community, first of all, you need to know the community you're intending to join.
Okay.
Does their vision and values align with your personal vision and values? Does their responsibilities, their aims, do they also fall in line with yours? Because as humans, you can't work with somebody or an organization whose values, their
Doesn't align with
systems
yours.
do not fall in line with yours. So these are first considerations that must be taken note of. And then secondly, you must also know that as humans, nobody is infallible. Everybody has their flaws, as perfect as we may look, as perfect as we ought to be. People have their lapses here and there. So there must be some level of emotional intelligence as an individual to welcome people's lapses as well, as much as you want to see their creativity also. So these are very, very important subjects that you must consider
Okay.
when collaborating with a person or an organization.
Okay. So I've seen scenarios, I've seen situations where a person who is outspoken, who is very outgoing, creative, a creative mind, and this person gets to join a team to collaborate, and maybe surprisingly, because sometimes it's as though you're not supposed to expect that you see other like-minded people there. Some can be more outspoken than you get, and for some persons it's something they did not expect. So you get to join a team and you see people that are even contributing more than, sometimes you've not even given yourself the chance to try. You just meet, wow. Do you get when a child used to come first position in school, and then they change you to another school? You got there and you realize, oh, okay, I think I have to be at the back seat. Not because you've even tried to see if you are actually supposed to be at the back seat. You just got intimidated. So if you are in that situation, how would someone collaborate and not lose themselves? Because in that situation, some persons may not know how to handle it. They might get to, keep quiet and just reserve their ideas to themselves. Meaning they feel like, what do I even want to say that this people don't know? What will I say that will make sense? And they get to keep quiet. So how do you collaborate and not lose yourself? Even when it's necessary that you give people chance to also express themselves. So how do you do that?
Okay, I would share some very important scenarios.
Okay.
In my undergraduate days, I got involved with a lot of student activism and unionism, and I discovered something quite very early. I
Okay.
noticed that in a table of discussion, whenever you throw out an idea, there's always one person who is nodding his or her head. The person is not saying anything. The person is not making inputs. The
Okay.
person is just nodding, asserting, just nodding. Now, I want to tell you this. When you take note of people like that, give them responsibilities. It will shock you the level of efficiency to which they can deliver. Now,
Okay.
why am I saying this? There are people that are very, very, our temperaments are built differently. Some of us are melancholic in nature, some of us are choleric in
So
nature, yes,
that
some
goes
of
to
us are
play.
sanguines in nature. There are people that they walk into a room and in 2 seconds they've adjusted. In fact, they become the life of the party. They don't even look like they just walked in.
Yeah. Just
They
blending.
just blend in and they're already taking charge. They're already in front. But there are also people that they walk into that same room. They want to observe. They want to see how things are done. They want to know what works in that environment before they begin to showcase what they
They
carry and
get.
who they are. So, in all of this, one very important thing I always tell people is volunteer in your area of interest.
Okay.
Find your area of interest and volunteer in it.
Okay.
You're a good public speaker, volunteer in your area of interest. You're a good personnel, a branding expert, volunteer in your interest. You know how to handle logistics, volunteer in your area of interest. So this gives you that opportunity to be discovered and most times even explore other options quite very early. So you can just be yes, you're very good at what you do, but you come into that room and you just want to keep quiet. It's not good that way, especially in today's society. Because if you do not showcase what you have, people will know that you have the capabilities of doing that.
But there are people that just prefer to be at the back, behind the
Yes, there
scene.
are people like that, that they are always there. The people that like to get things done behind the scene, they don't
Yeah.
want to come out in front. Now, for when you find such people, get them to work in areas of their interest behind the scenes.
That's for the leader.
That's for
Now,
the
if
leader.
the person the person himself, so this is an attribute or this is a lifestyle I always do. I always exhibit, and it only comes up when I feel intimidated. So on a norm, I'm very outspoken. I can give my idea, I can give opinions. But when you get to some room, you just realize, you just get cold feet, just realize. So how will this person come out of?
That's very natural. That's natural. You walk into a room and you feel like you know you're good, but you see people there and you're like, these guys, they are the boss of the bosses, and you want to take a chill pill.
Sometimes it's even assumption though.
Yes. Now, one thing that I always like to address is the subject of self-awareness.
Okay.
There are level to which you are aware of yourself and your environment, and those things don't get to you. And as humans, fear grows in assumptions a
Okay.
lot. So the moment you begin to assume this guy is more intelligent than me, this girl is more beautiful than me, this guy is more outspoken than me, you're assuming, you're not sure, you're not certain. Fear sets in naturally once you begin to build those assumptions.
Okay.
So one way to actually come out of it is kill those assumptions. They might actually be very intelligent, but just kill the assumption. And you see that that alone allows you to thrive,
Okay.
at least for a particular period of time. If you get along to discover that, okay, of a truth, this person is more intelligent than I am, or more smarter than I am, or more outspoken, fine, you can slow down. But at the word go, it's not too encouraging to begin with the subject of assumption because it would always bring fear,
Okay.
especially in an environment that you're not too comfortable with.
So how do you then create the balance of not being too withdrawn and being too outspoken? You know, you're just it's a team, it's a group. Everybody's there to, achieve the same goal. And where you are just the only one suggesting, then making every other person's opinion go down the drain as though you're so while you're trying to avoid that and also trying to not be the other end where you're not saying anything at the same time. So how would you now create a balance?
It's very beautiful to know that humans are wired differently. Now, it is also important that you create a balance by allowing people express themselves.
Okay.
You we may get to be in the same team. You're not the leader. I am not the leader. There's a leader somewhere. Okay, I'll just answer that with this example. I walk into an event sponsored by an organization. Participants were about 30 from different organizations. So there
Okay.
comes this guy who walks in. Hi, good morning. My name is Mr. ABC. Nice to
Okay.
meet you. I am this, I am that. This is what I do. And he walks up to everybody in the room, greets them, introduces himself, and he takes a seat. And the organizer comes in. Oh, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get started, but just before then, there has to be a leader among you.
Okay.
So everybody looks at the guy that walked up earlier and like,
Okay.
so you are the person that greeted the whole room. So literally, you should
It should lead.
lead. If you look at it critically, there are people in that room who could have been more intelligent than the young man who greeted, more outspoken, who are very, very good with their expressions. But for the fact that he took the lead, he gave people that ability to just be
Yeah.
comfortable around him. So everybody feels, okay, if I am comfortable around this guy, he's good to go to lead me. So it's also it plays out in every other aspect of our lives.
Okay.
Get people to be, no matter
Comfortable.
how hard-hearted you might be, or how disciplined or how tough you might actually look on the surface. In a room that you're leading, get people to be comfortable around you. That way, people would be able to express themselves. There are people that they may not even say it in a meeting, but they can come to you privately, like, this is what I think, this is what I think, this is what I think. And now you go back to that meeting. You, if they shared maybe four opinions with you share two of that their opinion in the meeting.
Okay.
And you now throw it open to them and like, hey Glory, what do you think about this
Okay.
thing?
So the same person that suggested.
Yes. And the person is like, okay, first of all, you've given that person, you've welcomed the person's vulnerability. The person feels safe around you that, okay, I made inputs and you took it seriously and brought it to the team. So that
What if
means
the
I
person
can.
doesn't even want it to be public?
There's no way you can't want it to be public when I make it look good. If you suggest something to me just in our private conversation, and I know it is going to work for the benefit of the organization or for the benefit of the task that we want to achieve, and I bring it up in the general room. Hi guys, this is what I think, this is what I think, this is what I think. Everybody throws in their idea, and at the end of the day, I tell them that thing, it was not my idea, it was Glory's idea. Can we please put our hands together for her? Whether you like it or not, at that point you would come out of that you're
So
hiding.
do you think it's nice? It's right to make it public that this person was the one who brought the idea?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is right because it helps you come out of your shell. The
Okay.
public space that you are avoiding, the public picture you're running away from, it allows you the opportunity to come out and probably express yourself. I mean, if you're good, if you at what you do, you have excellent ideas. Why do you want to be at the back? You should
Okay.
take the front row.
Okay. See, okay, now let me give an instance. Many years ago, I was in a group, and when they asked opinions, suggestion, I would not raise my hand. I would, even if I have brilliant idea, I would not. So I would rather meet the person in charge, give my opinion to the person, and sometimes I tell the person, don't let them know it was from me, because I just want to be comfortable in my own space. So I feel people like that, aside coming publicly to now tell the whole house that this idea came from the person, I think people like that, you should just find other ways to help them come out, because throwing it at them in public, don't you think next time they'll be like, I'm not going to this man again, so that he would not.
Well, well, I actually do understand what you're saying. Now, look at that same example you're giving from this perspective. I lead a group. You and I are on the same team.
Okay.
And you bring your ideas to me. And you tell me, okay, Remedy, this is what I think. Remedy, this is what I think. Remedy, it can work like this. And I try it out the first time. And your idea works. perfectly fine.
Okay.
And we have another task at hand, and you come up with very beautiful ideas, and we try it out again, and it
And it made
works.
sense. Okay.
I mean, we're humans. We shouldn't be very selfish people. So if you bring it up a third time, what I would simply do is, okay, guys, this is the task at hand. In order for us to get this task done, Glory is going to head this particular project.
I think that's brilliant.
Because I know that you have the idea, you
You
would
know
come
how
up
to
with the brain work
execute it.
to execute it. So that gives you a responsibility you're not going to say no to.
Okay.
And when you deliver excellently well, it allows other people to know that, okay, aside our leader, there's somebody else that can comfortably take up this responsibility subsequently. And the beautiful thing about this is it allows everybody to be flexible.
Yeah.
And once we know that, okay, Glory is now in the picture, in less than a month, you would also discover somebody else. And before you know it, everybody
Few houses.
are doing something very amazing
Okay.
just to get the bottom line is that we achieve the goal that we are supposed to. I mean, why would we be 10 on a team and it's just three people doing the bulk of the work, taking all the accolades, and the person who's the brain behind it says, I'm very okay, don't clap for me? No, doesn't sit well.
So how do you make people understand the importance of collaborating, not just being in the space, but actively contributing? Because some persons can just be in that space and they love the idea. Oh, I love this idea. I want to be part of it. And then they get there, they just get overwhelmed, and that energy is no longer there. How do you get people to understand, to see the importance of teamwork, collaboration
It's a topic that alone is a topic
on
on
its
its
own?
own, because a lot of, especially young people, tend to ignore the subject of collaboration.
Okay.
Everybody wants to start off
From nowhere.
from nowhere. Everybody wants to become their own boss. But if we must be honest, it's not working. It's working, but it's not working for everybody that way. There's some honest conversations we must begin to have with ourselves as young people. If you're not, you want to come up with an organization, you want to come up with a firm, and you know that you need some form of funding that you can't come up with on
On
your
your
own.
own.
The most beautiful thing to do is collaborate. You can't run away from it. You're scared of the fact that it's my idea. If he gives me the funding, he's going to take it away. No, it doesn't work that way. And one honest truth we must also come to accept is that the bigger guys in the picture will not just bring you into the system if you've not worked hard and aimed it. So you don't expect somebody to invest 100 million naira in your project when they've not seen results of probably a 10 million naira, 20 million naira, a 40, 50 million naira results. So it's the same thing that is applicable. We must collaborate. I
Okay.
keep telling people, don't just wake up and invent. Collaborate. In today's society, we thrive more in collaborations than in starting, except probably you know that, okay, your daddy,
You
your
can fund
mommy, you
it.
have one uncle somewhere that you know that whatever kind of funding you need, they will give it to you. That's fine. But even at that, you would always need to collaborate because
So
you're not an island.
aside the funding and all of that, are you saying that collaboration is more of the funding? Because if I have the money, and if I have the money to start up whatever I want to start up, and I don't need people's attribute contribution and all of that, the reason I want to collaborate is because maybe this other person has a skill that I don't have, that if we come together, it will make this vision better.
I had to dwell on the funding because that's more like the basic.
Okay.
But there are other very important subjects that must be taken into consideration. You must collaborate because, I mean, you want to break into, let's say, you want to break into a system, a market that you're a fresher, you're a newbie in that field. There are other people that have been doing that same thing that you want to do. So that you would always need some form of recommendations at some point. So you would definitely need to start
People
up
too.
somewhere, collaborate with somebody, share the idea, get people to be involved. Yes, you could have the funding, but there are people who have one or two relevant skill that would be necessary for that
Yeah.
organization to thrive. There are people that they're very good at the marketing. Some guys are good at the HR. Some people are very good at organizing. Some people are
Yeah.
very good at logistics. And you have the funding, but you don't have
Yeah.
these other skills. So you need them. There's some persons that are very excellent people with empathy and emotional intelligence. You can't take it away from them.
Yeah.
You need them. And there are people that are very familiar with the legal procedures. I was having a conversation with a friend 2 days ago, and I just recently got to realize that there's an aspect of law that deals with the tech guys, and they're making cool money even more than the tech guys themselves.
Oh, okay.
The people who prepare all the legal documents that you sign with the crypto company when
Okay.
you're about to get into a deal, and they make cool money more than the crypto company itself. So you could see somebody in that area and you, what's the word? You underrate that person. But that's a very, very important personality for you if you're going into tech, for instance.
So you said something very profound there. You said collaborating with different people with different abilities that would make the vision work. So you have the founder, you have the creative mind, you have the person who understands how market works, you have the digital person, the leaguer, and all of that. So let's say you find yourself in that situation, right? I don't know where you fall in, but you're part of. And amongst all of you there is this dominant personality. This person is always trying to, everybody's giving their own 2 cents. Nobody is doing better than another person because whatever I'm contributing is as important as whatever you're contributing,
Yeah.
right? So when you find yourself in that kind of situation, I mean, we have to collaborate, unfortunately, but this personality, how do you manage this? Do you confront, or you just have to hold back just because of the vision?
Okay, okay. Everybody's giving 2 cents and he's giving 10.
No, let's say everybody's actually giving 2 cents.
No, I actually understand that. First of all, I'll come from the religious perspective now to answer that.
Okay.
I believe you're a Christian. Now, the Bible would actually tell us that you first of all have that conversation with the person.
Okay.
That's first of all. And if you see that there is no form of adjustment, you involve a third party whom you believe that that person can listen to. And if at the end of the day the person is still not taking, you now
Well,
bring
that was my
it,
next question. So
you now
what if
bring
after
it,
all of this the
you now
person is
bring it
still
to the team. Now, away from the religious perspective, we, like I said earlier, we're all built differently. The choleric guys, the melancholic guys, they are the firebrand guys.
okay?
It's not their fault. It's just how they are wired.
You said they are firebrand. So what,
Yes.
what do you mean by that?
They are always active.
Okay.
There's no dull moments around them.
And
That's
the
just how they are
melancholy.
wired. They are angry, they are smiling, they are playing. They are happy, they are smiling, they are playing. Somebody died, they are smiling, they are playing. They go for a funeral, they are smiling, they are playing.
Is that emotional intelligence? Why will
That's
you go
just
for
that's
will you
just
go for Naira?
how they are
Okay.
by default. So it's also in your place to study these people in your team and know the kind of person that you're working with. So, okay, you're a dominant figure in the team. I need to check. Is this person a sanguine? Is this person melancholic? Is this person choleric? Then when I'm able to find out where you fall under, I would also get to look what inspires you. Because there are people that their motivation, their inspiration are internally born. And there are others that it's external. For instance, somebody's motivation could be his mother or her mother. What if the mother dies? So that's why you could see somebody that says, I lost my mom and my whole world crumbled. It might not be that the mother was really giving him or her so much money to do things, but just knowing that
The
that
mom is
person is there.
around.
So you see them, it might take them sometimes 2 years, 3 years to come out of it. But people that their motivation, their inspiration are internally born, they don't build it upon
Any
any
force.
individual or any physical thing. You see that something can happen to them today, everybody is crying, pitying them, but tomorrow morning they show up very happy, like nothing happened. So you also need to find out this dominant person, where's the fear coming from? What's
What's
keeping
making the
him
person like that?
burning that way? And if you check, people that have dominance, majority of the times, are the passionate people about that project. So when everybody is tired, they are the ones that are telling you, why are you sleeping? We've not achieved this thing. Why are you relaxing? And you're like, oh, guy, you know the rest. Are you not tired?
But that's a good light. So if this particular person, this one is giving suggestion, he wants to water it down. No, I think
I think
it's now I
you should
think it's
work.
now him, himself, and himself. That kind of personality is very dominant. It has to be his own way. So he doesn't consider the other team members' idea to be important.
Now, when somebody is like that,
And the person is very important too to the team. What do you do?
exactly, that's what I was going to say. When somebody is like that, the person is very important to the team. Is he a major? Is he somebody that the team can do without?
In that case, let's say the person, you can't do without the person.
Good. Now, this is something I'm going to say. We're alive, but I'll still say it anyway. I There's a man I love. I've read all his works, all his books. His name is Niccolo Machiavelli. And there's something Machiavelli says, and I take it very personal.
Okay.
Do not lean in on what you can't replace.
Okay.
And somehow I get to do it everything I do.
Get to apply that.
Business, relationships, whatever. I just try to ensure that I don't give you that opportunity to feel indispensable. Because of the truth, everybody is dispensable. So once you create that avenue for that dominant person to know that, hey, chief, even though you're bringing this, that to this tax, we can still lay you off. That's why I always like to look at, if you're involving me in a tax, for instance, I like to look at the MOU before we get to work. Because it's important that we all are on the same page
For those that will not know what that means, what does it
for
mean?
the
MOU.
memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
So that we are all on the same page. Nobody feels
Less or on
lesser
top.
or higher than the other, irrespective of what you're contributing. That gives people that sense of belonging, that I am safe here. But if we have a meeting today and 20 of us comes out and 6 people make a suggestion and one person counters all 6, There's somebody that will not talk again.
Yeah,
If Oga,
exactly.
this Oga is countering everybody, that means they will also counter me. So the person will just fold and go back into his shelf. But there would definitely have to be a leader. So it's in the place of the leader to be able to tell you, hello, sir, hello, ma, can you please pause on that? Can we consider this option? Can we consider this option? Okay, you want this to go your way, fine. Can this go your way? Can we do this other one the other way? So by the time you do that, the people around know that you are giving them that sense of belonging. And I mean, the dominant person also, he or she is smart, he would know that he should take a chill pill on that. There are people that are very good at very, very excellent critics. You can't take it away from them.
But they're actually very good though. They have their good side with that attribute.
Yep.
Because if you have people like that in your team, you can easily note when people are doing right. Because the person is like, this is not giving. And they can't help it. They can't just keep quiet.
They will say
They
it.
would. So I think it's now personal. It's not on a personal level. Individuals should now learn how to, voice their own opinion without
Yes.
shutting down the next
Yes.
person. So let's say you in a group where everybody wants to be there, they love the idea, and at some point the fire just went south. So as the lead or the team of that collaboration or that team, that group, what do you do to bring back the spark?
First of all, you find the good guys and find the bad guys.
Okay.
Um there's something called stakeholders mapping. Now, stakeholders mapping is that we're 10 people to handle a project. In the 10, three are like major sponsors,
Okay.
four are like the idea bags, and the other three would just ensure that everything works. How do I get everybody to be on the same page? I get one of the three guys that is the idea bag. I get one of the four guys or two of the four guys that are actually the key sponsors. And I get one of the guys that will ensure that everything happens.
Okay.
So that's four away from the 10. So those four are critical stakeholders. And I know that if those four buy my idea, the other six would automatically buy that idea. That idea is going
Why
to
do you
sell.
think so?
Because amongst these four, there's a key sponsor. Among these four, there is somebody who would ensure that who I know that once the sponsors has financed the project, he will do everything he's supposed to do to ensure that things work. Among these four, there are two idea bags whom, so long as the sponsorship is there, their ideas would get the projects done.
Okay.
So with these four guys, with these two idea bags, I can get to the other two idea bags. With this one key sponsors, I can get to the other guy who's sponsoring.
Okay.
With this one person on ground, whom I know will do everything to get things done, I can get to the other two. Now that way, we can get things done faster. Because as humans, you must understand that there are people that may not like you, but they like me.
Okay.
It's not that they hate you. It's just
They just prefer the
they
other
just
person's
prefer the other
approach.
person's approach. The earlier you discover this, the better, and you use it to an advantage point. Okay, I know that David would prefer to work with Glory than David would prefer to work with me. But I really want David on the team. So what do? I get to Glory. Glory, can you please bring David in on the team? I know if I approach David, he might say no. But if you approach David, he would say yes to you. So you do that and you bring him to the team.
Okay.
So what do I do? I'm not giving instructions to David. I'm working with you. I collaborate more with you. David executes what he's supposed to execute because he's getting instructions from you. Have we achieved what we are supposed to achieve?
Certainly.
Yes. In a system whereby everybody just goes to sleep, there are key people that you must always reach out to bring everybody back. Yes, it's good to go to everybody and ask what did we go, where did we go wrong, but that's more like it will take more time, especially if you also achieve something within a particular time frame. But
Okay.
if we reach out to just key stakeholders, it is easier to. So you go to this sect of people, they are like, we can't be part of that project though because the project is boring. We know the seafood chop for the project, no joy. They will not tell you that as the leader. Hope you know.
Yeah,
But they will
certainly.
say it in
Amongst
a
themselves.
group that is just themselves. So you need to find one person or two person in that group. And you also go to this group. What happened? Sadly, Oga is too serious. Leader is too stringent. They won't say it to the leader, but they will say it among them. So you also find somebody there. So by the time you're able to find somebody in each of these groups and they give you these feedbacks, you work with them, they relate back to the persons in this group.
Okay.
Okay, we didn't used to eat when we come for meeting. Fine. We'll start making provision for snacks. Maybe not food as per food. We'll do snacks. Okay, I used to be too serious when we come for meeting. Okay, the next meeting, somebody from your group
Do you think
is going
every
to
do you
moderate.
think every improvement or every adjustment just because the group members suggested is it's really necessary to apply?
Not all the time. It all also comes back to the task at hand. If it's something that you know you need them to achieve, then you would need to adjust.
Okay. As a team lead now, let's now look at that part. As a team lead, how do you ensure that the whole group you acknowledge and appreciate everybody without making others feel left out? You know, without just acknowledging just the loudest people in the group. How do you balance that?
Delegate responsibilities.
Okay.
What I mean by delegating responsibilities is we are in a team, we are 10 in numbers. I know you're a good writer, I know you're a good communicator, I know you're good with logistics, I know you're good with ensuring that everybody comes out in time. I basically know everybody's strength. So I delegate responsibility to you in your area of strength.
Okay.
Hello, Glory. We have a meeting by 10 p.m. Can you ensure that everybody is available by 9:58 p.m.? Because I know you're a very, very time conscious person, you're going to deliver excellently well in that area of interest of yours. And then, in order to ensure that you're not doing that alone, I go to the person who is a good writer and I also tell him, we have a meeting by 10 p.m. Can you please send a message across to everybody that we have a meeting by 10 p.m.? This is the same meeting I had earlier told you to tell people to come online probably by 9:58 p.m.
Okay.
And I go to the person who is good at logistics. Please, can you ensure that the venue is ready for us to meet? Now, delegating responsibilities to all these people you're delegating responsibilities to are members of the team. So by the time you're calling David, we have a meeting by 10 p.m. Can you try and be available by 9:58? He's telling you, yes, I just sent you a text message too. to
Okay.
that effect. And you're calling the other guy, are you aware we have a meeting by 10 p.m.? Please, can you make it by 9:58? And he's also telling you, yes, I'm ensuring that the venue is. So that way you know that everybody are involved. So you delegate responsibilities and at the same time you supervise those
Okay, so
responsibilities.
my question was, how do you make everybody feel recognized? Like you want to appreciate, oh, we just pulled this event and it was a success, and you want to appreciate everybody. But you know, in a group, there are people that will be the loudest. So they
Yes.
are very up and doing. They're ensuring that doesn't mean that those at the back did not contribute. So how do you balance, how do you appreciate and recognize everybody without making just the loudest people feel seen alone?
There are various ways you can do that.
Okay.
How do I make everybody feel recognized? Most especially the guys at the back. A very simple shout out goes a long way.
Okay.
For instance, in a meeting, you're giving your closing remark or your opening remarks, and oh, thank you very much, Glory, for everything that you do towards supporting our projects. I see all your beautiful ideas. Thank you, Grace. And the person is like, "Ah,
What
why
did
did
I really
he
do?
why did he mention my name? And even some of the loudest guys will be like, what did Grace even do? What did Glory do? And you don't mention their name today. And every day, there's this thing is it's like using needle on a balloon. You see the way the balloon deflates. So the loud guys are like, "Ah, they did not recognize me today. Oh. Why did they go and recognize Glory that does not do anything?" So you see them, they are beginning to, Glory, what did you do?
So would it make sense that you just recognize the ones that were not really on the face of people, and
Yes.
then ignore the loudest people just because you want to make the those behind to feel some type of
Not
way?
necessarily ignore, but you just give more emphasis. You can appreciate all of them,
Okay.
but you just give more emphasis to the people who prefer to be at the back.
So are you saying that will serve as a boost
Yes,
for next tax?
yes. It will serve as a boost for the people at the back. And it would also allow the guys who are allowed to do more. Because they'll be like,
Okay.
I did and they still did like say I know do they would want to do more.
What if you lose them?
They you won't.
Because I just did something and you didn't recognize me, and you recognize those who didn't contribute as much as I did,
You
in
won't.
quotes.
You won't lose them.
Why do you think so?
That's where your understanding individuals and temperaments come in. You won't lose them.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around
There
why
are,
you think
there,
so.
there. Do you know that there are people that a simple handshake. Thank you very much for what you did today for the team. God bless you. I see everything that you do. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Like you don't even have to do that handshake in front of people. Just you and that person. And there's also this person that just a tap on the back. I saw what you did for this project. I saw what you did. Thank you. You tried.
Okay.
So you also need to identify how people value appreciation. So you could just be giving a speech, and in the course of giving that speech, you use 10 seconds and appreciate or just 5 seconds. Oh, thank you very much, Gloria. I saw what you did while we were doing everything to ensure that this event is success. Can we all just please put our hands together for Glory? And everybody claps and you continue with what you were saying.
Okay.
And that goes a long way. So it all boils down to how you finding out how everybody in your team values
Appreciation.
appreciation.
Because I years ago I had a leader who, I think we did something. We just finished an event and it was a huge success. And while he was giving the appreciation speech, and she was just appreciating everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't remember if I heard my name, but I was in a group that was I think we're doing we're the maybe the registration people or something. I can't remember. But what I know was that I didn't get a personal appraiser or a public appraiser. But what I can remember is when I got home, I got a text from that my leader, and it was, "Thank you so much." Blah, blah, blah." The reason why it was not a problem then, because I was like, "What did I even really do?" I wasn't really whether they called my name or not. But when I got home and I got the text, I was like, "Did he really see this one thing I did?" Do you get? But at the same time, I get what you mean. But I feel like when you now want to appreciate those behind those that did in quotes the little things, the minute things, and then want to now outlook the loudest people, the up and going, those ones, just because you want the ones behind to do better, and then you feel like the loud people will still be there. I really disagree with that because personally, I don't think I would continue if you don't no, even if you don't appreciate everybody or you give a general appreciation, that's cool. But when you ignore and then go to the back, I feel so maybe I should now start acting like those behind so that I will be appreciated.
That's why I said you need to know how people value appreciation. And I like the scenario you just gave. See, they appreciated some people publicly.
Okay.
And probably if you go back and ask, I bet that it's not everybody they sent that SMS to. You get? And perhaps there could be some other people that they didn't appreciate publicly. They didn't send XMS. Probably it was a call. So you should know how people value appreciation. It's very, very important for the team to run successfully. It's very important.
So as a team member now, when do you get to the point, I think I should just end it here? At one point do you know, let's just drop this and move on? Like, how much would you take in before you realize that I think let's just leave this?
Well, when we started, I said you must know if the tax at hand or the organization you're intending to collaborate with, if their personal visions and values align with yours. Now, if you have a clear cut vision, aims, values, expectations, and you know for too well that in 6 months this should be this, in 2 years this should be this, then you would always know when to call it quit.
Okay.
And the thing about calling it quit is that nobody dictates it for you. I mean, if you're convinced with running that vision, you would always know when to say, okay, let's call it a day with this project.
So it's more
Let's
of like a personal
yes,
thing.
let's move on to the next. Because why I always feel it's more of a personal thing is people would never understand why you
Where you want to
you
leave.
want to leave,
Yeah.
especially if you've been amazing all this while. People just wouldn't and be like,
I don't
where,
get it.
where are you going to? Why do you want? Did anybody offend you? No, you just want to. You've set new visions, new aims, new goals for yourself, higher expectations. All these things are personal. So, so long as your vision aligns with that of the organization and you know that it is time for you to move on to higher calling, excellent.
So now, as a team lead, how do you now know when to take a person out? Feel like, okay, I think we've harbored you for a long time, and I think we've been trying to manage, but unfortunately, how do you get to
It
say goodbye?
depends. If when you say goodbye,
Because people
is it
say, sorry to
positively?
cut you, people say, as leaders, you have to, be empathetic. You have to be very, very considerate. People have yeah, and all of that. So you've put in all of this consideration into play, and but this person is not. When do you know? Let's just let you go. No issues, no problem. Let's just call it a day
Okay.
for you personally.
Okay. There's something I like telling my friends, and it's this: the HR guy in your company is not your friend.
Okay.
The HR guys in your company is not your friend. No matter how nice they might look or may be, they are not your friends. They are doing their job. And it's part of their job to ensure that somebody gets fired.
And if it's time for you to leave, they won't say, because he's my friend, let him stay.
You understand? So that's just it. If you're doing too much, like if I've tried to use the word manage your too many encumbrances and you're not still helping, I could lay you off very properly, very decently. Hello, please, you're not giving these results. And we look at it and show you the records, show you the statistics for you to see that you're not living up to expectations, you're not producing results, and we call it a day
Okay.
very nicely.
No
No
issues.
issues. So that you won't see me on the road and not
But
and
what
not
is it
greet
for
me.
you? What is it for you? What are the scenarios for you that will make you call it off?
What are the scenarios that will make me call it off? When you just outrightly go against the ethics and norms that actually brought us together as a team.
Okay.
It's going to be something that would hurt. It's like saying we're in a team and our task is to ensure that children, for instance, get free food, courtesy of maybe the government, courtesy of maybe an individual, a well-meaning individual, or an organization. And I get to figure out that there's somebody who is a part of the team that is probably siphoning these meals
Okay.
for his or her personal usage as against the original plan. You're gone.
But you're a Christian.
Yes,
But
but you're just gone.
okay. But Jesus knew that Judas was doing same.
Yes, he did. He did. He gave him chances to fix things,
So, but
but
you,
he
if you, if
didn't.
you like you mean once I find out, you are gone.
See, uh, I don't know how, if you've been in a position that you've been hungry before. I was very careful to use that example.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been in a position that you've stayed an entire day and you've not had something to eat. That's not the problem. You don't have an expectation.
You don't know where it's coming
You
from.
don't know where it's coming from. So you're
Okay.
just there. And somebody is probably supposed to ensure that that happens. It's been paid for. But the person has enough to eat and to spare. But it's just that your own. He's probably he's getting the funds or whatever to do his personal thing. Do you know how heart-wrenching that can be?
I can imagine. I can imagine.
And you know, say, there's something I would have said now, but But let me not say it
Please
here.
don't say it if you're not supposed to say it. Okay, moving on. So what would you say? What's that final word you would want to say to every collaborator in regards to collaborating?
It's a beautiful thing to collaborate. I know a lot of times that things happen. People get to be betrayed. People get to lose out. These things happen. But it's very, very important that we collaborate. More importantly, with people amongst and within our peers.
Yeah.
It's important that we collaborate with people within our peers. I mean, it's very beautiful that you're 20 something, you're 30 something, and you're doing business with somebody within that age bracket rather than going up to the guys who are 60s, 50s, and these people also have their contemporaries and they want to stay within that picture. They really wouldn't open up the space or the window for the younger guys to come in, except they've seen that you really, really earned it.
I think we are going to another conversation because
Except
you're making it look like it's a age thing.
no, I'm not saying it's an age thing, but they will tell you that you should earn it. So if you really don't earn it, then you're not in that cadre. So a lot of times it is safer that you collaborate with people of your peers. So please don't be scared of collaborating. In as much as there are negative experiences, but
But it's a beautiful
we've
thing.
seen a lot of beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
side of it.
It is a beautiful thing, though. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of today's episode, and it was really a swell time. I learned. I think I will tell you that behind the camera, but yeah, thank you. And I hope you've learned one or two. Please, if you have, just comment in the comment section. And we've come to the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, share, and like the video. Until we meet next time, bye bye.